beloved mother, daughter, sister, and friend. And just from the looks of things, she meant a lot to a lot of different people here today. From the things that I've read about her and from how the family has talked about her, unfortunately I wasn't able to know Katie, but I'm pretty sure we would have been good friends if I did know her, just from the things that I've heard about. But I believe what shows us here today is how much she meant to everybody that she came in contact with here today. And so on behalf of the family, they would like me to express their gratitude to you guys for all the love and support, the phone calls, the text messages, the visits, whatever you did. They're so thankful that you reached out to them during this time, how much it meant to them as a family. So let me challenge you not to let it quit after today. They're still going to need your love and support in the coming days, weeks, and months. So continue with the phone calls, continue with the text messages, continue with the visits, and let them know that you're consistently here for them in this time of loss. But like I said, today we want to celebrate Katie. I believe that a life well lived should be celebrated, and that's what we want to do today. And so she lived a wonderful 45 years of life. And today the family has chosen several things just to remember her by. Things to just spark those memories. Things to just say, man, we love these times with Katie. These are the things that meant the most to us with Katie. And so at this time, the family has chosen a reading from the Book of Wisdom, chapter 3, verses 1 through 9. I believe Jenna will read that for us today. So Jenna, you can come on up and start us off.
A reading from the Book of Wisdom. The souls of the righteous are in the hands of God, and no torment will ever touch them. In the eyes of the foolish, they seem to have died, and their departure was thought to be a disaster, and their going from us to be their destruction. But they are at peace. For though in the sight of others they were punished, their hope is full of immortality. The word of the Lord.
If you knew Katie, you knew how much she loved music, right? And so we have a few songs that throughout the service that we're going to be playing just in memory of her. And the first one the family chose is On Eagles Wings by Christopher West. chosen several people to come and just share their thoughts and memories that they had of Katie and how much Katie meant to them and in their life. So to start us off with our live tribute, Bill, would you come forward and share?
My name is Bill Namisi. Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill is Katie Cullen. My family moved to North Carolina the same day/month that Mike Gibson moved his family to North Carolina. So Jeff was 0 at the time, and Billy and Michelle were 4 and 5. Their kids were in early teens, high school, so we got to live really, really close to the Gibsons while Katie went through high school, college, young professional, mother, etc. And she was always just so incredibly special to our family. We got to experience her getting married to Stuart, love Stuart, and saw her become a mother to Lucy and Jack, and just really always loved Katie. Katie babysat for our kids. And you know, you have babysitters that are the disciplinarians and make them follow all the rules and the meals. Not Katie. Our kids love having Katie as a babysitter. I'm just going to tell 2 quick things about Katie, and then let John know what she is to us. But Christmas Eve was always special with the Gibsons. We would go to the Gibsons. They would make manicotti like my mom made for all of us over the years, and we'd eat dinner and open some presents, and then we'd go home and act like parents to our younger kids, and Katie and Joe would come over every Christmas Eve and help us and sleep over, wake up with them. It was just so special. And Katie to my kids, it is very, very special. This is very hard on us. I think the coolest thing that made her unique in our family was she could sing. And we can't. I was worried about the words the Eagles Wynne played there to see if any of the music would try to chime in. But Katie was a fantastic singer. She was in the NC State acapella group, and she entered some competitions. I remember she would sing Shadow Boxer by Fiona Apple, and we always said she could do Fiona Apple better than Fiona Apple could. So that's a memory that we have. And, again, when we got to have family gatherings, she would sing and do artsy type stuff and talent shows and things like that. And that's really my lasting impression of Katie, as being the artsy, fun, singing family member that we all had. So she was always the life of the party in our family. She loud, boisterous, fun, and we're gonna miss her. I'm always gonna remember it at high school, college, young professional, mother of Jack and Lucy, and I appreciate you all coming today. I really am. It means a lot to everybody here. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Bill. At this time, Michelle, would you please come forward and share your thoughts?
This is hard, so bear with me here. So my name is Michelle, and I'm one of Katie's cousins on the Namisi side. I grew up here in Cary and was lucky enough to have Katie and Jill as basically big sisters growing up. Despite our 10.5-year age gap, Katie never treated me like I was her significantly younger cousin. She never talked to me like I was just a kid, or in a way that I wouldn't understand what maybe she was going through. She always just treated me like I was a friend. Growing up, Katie and Jill included me in everything. I got invited to help them get ready for their prom. Katie gave me the honor of being a bridesmaid in her wedding when I was only 13 years old, which made me feel like the coolest girl in the world. She even let me come stay the night with her at NC State in her dorm when I was probably in elementary school. She never treated me like I was someone that she needed to babysit or was forced to look after, and always made me feel so special growing up. I felt like the luckiest girl in the world, and all of my friends knew about my cool older cousins. One specific story that I want to share was when I was actually a senior in college and going to school in Philadelphia. It was fall semester, and my long-term boyfriend and I had just broken up, and I was in a pretty bad place. He lived on my floor, and I just wanted to get the hell out of there, to be honest. So I hopped in my car and drove down to DC and spent the weekend with Katie and Stuart. The kids were super young. Katie didn't cry or ask me too many questions, just offered Mexican food. We watched football, movies, and told stories. I can't emphasize enough how being in such a safe place was so important to me at that moment in time.
And I wish I'd been mature enough to articulate how grateful I was and always will be for how welcoming she spent my whole life. Truly missed dearly.
Thank you for sharing, Michelle. This time, Carrie Ann.
Good morning. My name is Carrie Ann, and I'm honored to be here celebrating Katie's life with you. When I first began thinking about what to say about Katie, I asked myself, what attribute will I always remember about Katie, and how can I use this time to truly dedicate my message to her? And in an instant, Seasons of Love from Wright popped into my head. I'm not going to sing the whole song. I'm not Katie. But it starts with that first line. 525,600 minutes. And according to this song, Katie and I knew each other for 17,870,400 minutes. And all of this time gave us several seasons of love. Our first season of love was in 6th grade at Woodcrest Elementary. She was new to the school, she was loud, she was hilarious, she was obnoxious, and we took to each other immediately. Although we did not have theater in common, we shared a love for music and a love for entertaining. We were on the pom team and cheer squads together in middle school, go Huskies, and brought the house down when we performed a pom routine to Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit in the 90s. We passed notes, we lived in each other's houses, we drank a lot of Pepsi, and the inside jokes were endless. Katie never ceased to be Katie, and I loved her for that. 525,000 moments so dear. Katie moved to Cary in 9th grade, but God made sure we continued to add more seasons of love. We were able to get short visits in during high school and college. We met up in the Outer Banks and at dinners in Charlotte. Our most recent season began in 2020 when a small group of Jefferson Husky girls decided to become a support system during COVID. 5 years later, the group still exists, and 3 of us were able to be here today. Katie helped create this group, this gift, a community of young friendships that got to grow into adulthood together. Katie, I will continue loving you in our new season. What a blessing it has been to be your friend, and forever and always, I will measure our friendship in love.
This time we'll play another song in memory of Katie. The song will be The Best Day by Taylor Swift.
I stay.
This time, Chris, you can come forward and she'll do a reading from, it's called "'Tis a Fearful Thing to Love."
Tis a fearful thing to love, a poem by Yehuda Halevi. Tis a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, to hope, to dream, to be, and oh, to lose. A thing for fools is, forgive me, and a holy thing. A holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me. Your laugh once lifted me. I'm not wearing my glasses. That was tears. For your life has lived in me. Your laugh once lifted me. Your word was gift to me. To remember this brings painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing to love what death has touched.
At this time, to share the eulogy today, no better person to share the eulogy than a sister. And so, Jill, would you come and share?
Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious, less than 1 minute old? I never thought through love we'd be making one as lovely as she. But isn't she lovely, made from love? Stevie Wonder. Katherine Claire Gibson Wright was born on March 6, 1980 in Kalamazoo, Michigan. She is the middle child to our parents, Mike and Joanne Gibson. Katie came out of the womb determined to do whatever it was that her older brother Michael was doing. She was born with a fierceness that cannot be overstated. When we moved to Connecticut when Katie was 5 years old, she marched down the street, rang doorbells, and became good friends with our elderly neighbor, Louise. She had just decided she was going to go out and make friends, and she did it. 3 years later, when we moved to Lawrenceville, New Jersey, in the middle of Katie's second grade year, when she got home from her first day, we moved in the middle of her second grade year. When she got home from her first day, she announced to my mom that she had 3 new best friends, Kate, Lawson, and Becky. Then she said, well, Becky was out sick today, so I haven't actually met her yet. And sure enough, Becky went on to be Katie's best friend in Lawrenceville. After Lawrenceville, we moved to Midland, Michigan, where Katie forged some of the best relationships of her life. She also discovered her love of singing and performing in Midland, where she played such notable roles as Bobby Joe the Outlaw in Tied to the Tracks, Sheep Number 2, and the ever so famous Hunk the Skunk in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. After our move here to Cary, Katie went on to star in roles in Bye Bye Birdie and How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. But the memory of Katie from high school that countless people keep sharing with me over and over is of her bringing the house down while singing Shadow Boxer by Fiona Apple during a school performance. Oh, sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the laughter and sing for the tear, Sing it with me if it's just for today. Maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take you away. Aerosmith. She pivoted her performing skills in college to focus on what she loved most and did best, singing. She successfully auditioned for the a cappella group Acapology and had some of the best times of her life performing while at NC State University. Some of my best times with Katie were during the college years. Everyone loved to watch her perform, especially me and my parents. I remember one concert when someone asked me, who was I there to watch? And I said, the one who just sang Something to Talk About. And the woman replied, oh, okay, so the really, really good one. And she was so good. But it was more than that. She felt the music and she poured herself and her feelings into her singing. She got nervous sometimes, but only when it was really important. Like when she sang Shania Twain's Still the One for Our Grandparents at their 50th wedding anniversary celebration. Her heart and soul were intertwined with music. During one of Katie's final semesters at NC State, she was taking a social justice class. She was also single and very ready to mingle. I was home from Michigan State when she took the class, and on the first day she came home and said, there are two really cute guys in the class, a blonde and a brunette. On the second day she came home and said, I'm in a study group with both of them. I asked who else was in the group and she replied, just us. I think I'm going to go for the blonde. After the third class, she came home and announced, okay, the blonde is a total idiot. But the brunette is actually really, really smart. I'm going to go for the brunette. And that, Lucy and Jack, is how your mother met your father. I can't begin to tell all of you how incredibly annoyed I was by the whole thing. I had a number of crushes on smart, good-looking guys at Michigan State, and I never dated any of them. I also never worked up the courage to speak to any of them. And it absolutely floored me that Katie could just go after what she wanted. And I thought about that situation a lot after that day. And when I met my now husband, I decided I didn't want to sit and watch the world pass me by anymore. I wanted to be a little bit more like Katie. Meeting Stuart brought Katie to the very best part of her life. Never knew the best was yet to come. Life began when I saw your face. And I hear your laugh like a serenade. How long do you want to be loved? Is forever enough? Is forever enough? The Chicks. Lucy, when Katie got pregnant with you, she wanted you to be a girl so much. She somehow knew just who you would be before you arrived. She spent countless hours planning and decorating your room, obscene amounts of time cultivating your wardrobe. You can blame your current shopping habits on your mother because she influenced you in the womb. I remember the day you were born. I felt like no one in the whole world had ever had a baby before. There was something so different when it was my sister having a baby. I felt like you were also my baby. I spent the night in the hospital with the two of you, one of the nights after you were born. Katie and I sat there and stared at you, marveled at you. I think that was when she started calling you Peanut. You were so tiny, but your personality was a lot like your mom's. You were such an expressive baby. Jack, your mom called me in the middle of my school day when I was teaching to tell me she was pregnant with you. And she was freaking out. She was so surprised and excited. I was pregnant with Jake at that point, and as soon as we knew he was going to be a boy, we demanded that you be a boy too. Just so the two of you could carry on our tradition of being best friends. You were also a teeny thing when you were born, but that lasted for like a week. Katie would often say that you were the funniest person person she's ever met. She would call me all the time to tell me her latest Jack story, and we would die laughing. The two of you were the light of Katie's life. She loved being your mother, and she would tell me all the time what amazing kids you are. She was floored by you, how smart you both are, and kind, how you have such a true sense of the world around you. You are both witty and fun, and Katie would say, and she's not wrong, really, really ridiculously good looking. She was so proud of both of you. All you need is love, love, love is all you need. John Lennon and Paul McCartney. Katie can be summed up by the people she loved so much. Those of you here today and those who can't be with us. First and foremost, Lucy and Jack. Her friends, especially Kara and Lindsay. Her college roommates and friends of over 25 years. Carrie Ann and Laura and her other friends from middle school. Her friend Jessica, who I just know she's singing karaoke with right now. Her aunts, uncles, and cousins from the Nemesi and Gibson families. Grandma Claire and Papa, both of whom she loved so much. Her nieces and nephews, who she thought were the 5 best kids ever. Michael, our brother, who we loved to torture. She always wanted to make him laugh and impress him, but she also loved to knock him down a peg if she could. Michael's wife, Sarah, who Katie thought the world of. My husband, Chris, who she often said was the perfect addition. Our mother, whose side Katie was never far from when she was little. While Katie moved away a couple of times in her adult life, first to Nashville and then to Virginia, she hated being away from her family. I have more memories of my mom, Katie, and I together than I can begin to count. Going to see shows and shopping, taking the kids places, like grains of sand in their quantity. My dad, however, was her favorite. Everyone agrees. She was so much like him. Numerous times in the hospital, we would try to get her to open her eyes to no avail. And then my dad would start talking, and boom, there she was. I was like, you were such a butthead. But she loved him so much. And she loved me. My whole life, I have known that absolutely. Through the best times and the worst times, we were together. Jill and Katie. Katie and Jill. We mourn Katie, but let us celebrate her too. She would want us to laugh today and remember the good parts. We welcome your memories. I know I will reach for those mental pictures of her at her best. Playing in our Aunt Karen and Uncle Dave's pool, goofing around with our cousins at Cedar Point, rocking out on the karaoke stage, and always, always laughing with her babies. I'd like to leave you with one more song, this time by Katie's favorite, Fleetwood Mac. For you, there'll be no more crying. For you, the sun will be shining. Because I feel that when I'm with you. It's all right. I know it's right. To you, I'll give the world. To you, I'll never be cold. Because I feel that when I'm with you. It's all right. I know it's right. And the songbirds are singing like they know the score. And I love you, I love you, I love you, like never before. And I wish you all the love in the world, but most of all, I wish it from myself. And the songbirds keep singing like they know the score.
celebrated the life of Katie in this time. But her celebration doesn't have to end just because this service ends, right? The word that kept coming to me as everybody was sharing and we were remembering Katie was the word legacy. We all leave a legacy, right? We all want to leave something behind that someone can tangibly follow into. You know, as a dad, I'm a dad of an 8 and a 10-year-old, and I want to leave a legacy for my children. I want to leave a legacy for what it looks like to work hard, what it looks like to have fun, what it looks like to have empathy, to show sympathy, what it looks like to care for others, what it looks like to love. I want them to have a tangible example of what all those things look like so they can follow in the legacy that I've left behind. And I think just from hearing all the stories and just from hearing everything that was said today, that word legacy rings true to me. Katie left a legacy behind. She left a legacy of what it looks like to love, what it looks like to be kind, what it looks like to have fun, to work hard, to excel at something that you work hard at. She left that legacy behind, and so now the question is, what will you do with that legacy? Remember that legacy. Walk in that legacy. Because once you have somebody leave a legacy for you, it's really a blessing because not everybody gets that in their life. But you all have witnessed that in your life with Katie. You've witnessed someone who's shown you what it looks like to do all those things. So remember those things. Let her memory go on, even from this place today. Remember who she was. Ride down the road and you have probably 1,000 songs that you can listen to that will remind you of Katie just because of her love for song, for music. Whatever it is, hold on to those memories. Cherish those memories. Cherish those years that you had with her and walk in the legacy that she left you. At this time, we're going to conclude our services here today. We're going to come and they're going to escort the family to the reception hall just down the hall here. And so once the family leaves, you guys can follow out and follow them to the reception hall if you would like to stay. You can, and you can, if you didn't get to share your condolences with the family at that time, you can follow them down to the fellowship hall or to the fellowship hall, and you can do that. And so at this time, we'll escort the family.